Okay, so we're using easychat AI from the Microsoft Store. And I'll just resume the entire video. The League of Legends character, Ahri, or Ahri, that's how I pronounce her name, go figure, is Japanese mythology, Chinese mythology, Celtic mythology, Norse mythology, Greek mythology. That's what research has told me. It's not Buddhism, it's not Quran, it's not biblical. And that's about it. You can ignore the rest of the video while I go over the details. First off, does the AI talk about? What reference does it have to this Ahri character? Has Proverbs 31:30. Charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And it explains she embodies charm and allure, and her ultimate goal revolves around understanding her true self, the nature of her powers, similar to how the verse speaks to significance of inner virtues over outward appearance. All I know is this Ahri character from the legend is evil, seductive, evil fox. But in the mythology, she's sometimes considered a guardian, so she's kind of on the good side. You know what? I see her as evil. I kind of see her. I think she was in the video footage with the tank, Leona, which is on the good side. I guess she's good. I think she's still evil. Let's see what else they got. That's what AI got. Ahri as a champion of League of Legends, a rich in narrative depth and character design. I don't think so. I think she's just hot. Her resonance with various themes as charm, deceptive, longing, and self-discovery. I don't agree with any of that. She's just hot. Her lore, abilities, and character traits can be explored through biblical verses that highlight her complexity. Here's a deeper analysis of Ahri in conjunction with selected Bible verses and cross-reference. Start off with, she has nothing to do with the Bible. Just like poetry and like her journey and her lore to be a better person. But her superpowers, all mythology, which is fantasy, just like religion, but I'm not sure why people take this more seriously. I mean, we could argue that every woman in the world has a superpower. They're seductive, they can cause problems, they can do good things, they're alluring and very seductive. So let's see what the AI has. Also known as the Nine-Tailed Fox, Naruto, hashtag, magical being who draws her power from the essence of others. So she gets her power from stealing from other people, which makes her evil in my opinion. She charms her foes with allure and deceit while seeking to understand her own evidence. She's an evil person. That's half good. Go figure. You know what? I'll just Google this right now. Is Arya a good person? Yeah, here it is. 3 years ago on Reddit. Did Riot change Ahri's lore to make her a hero? Because when I started playing her like 6 years ago, Ahri was a villain. She seduced and killed men to get her life force. There it is. They changed it. So while I'm on Reddit, I'm not sure if this is being recorded, but I'm just seeing a post from 4 years ago by Kupu Kapow. Let's see what else they're talking about. Yeah, she used to be a villain. That's what I'm thinking. Now she's a hero. Go figure. Probably because it's marketed to children, and children buy skins. So back to the AIs. So the AI talks about the duality of charm and deception. I don't really care about that. The quest for identity and purpose. I think we all have that. It's called debt. It's called paying your bills. Problems are literally is our identity and purpose in life. If you don't have bills to pay, you're probably spending money and having fun. But it all starts with problems. I don't know much about philosophy, so I'll skip all this. Blah blah blah. See, it just doesn't pique my interest. It just doesn't. The biblical references for her are not interesting enough because they don't really talk about a creature. Like the Bible isn't talking about a creature or a humanoid like Ahri. It really isn't. I checked. There's more verse. No, this is what interests me. There are verses on losing your soul, which is related to how Ahri kills people. If we should go over that. So Matthew 16:26, the verse is, "For what it will profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeit his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul?" So from what I understand, how does it apply to the Little Legend character, Ahri? She doesn't really trade or barter. She just kills people. So that doesn't apply. Next, Mark 8:36 to 37. For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? So again, doesn't apply to Little Legends character that's Ahri. Doesn't. What about Luke 12:19 and through 29? "And I will say to my soul, you have an ample goods laid up for you for many years. Relax, eat, drink, be merry." But God said to him, "Fool, this night your soul is required of you. And things you have prepared, those who will be, they be. So this is the one who lays up treasure for himself, is not rich towards God." This does apply to Ahri, because Ahri is a criminal. And if we're taking fantasy seriously, like, look, the Bible is fantasy and we take it seriously. So why not take Ahri seriously? So is it possible for a woman who represents Ahri to get you killed through drinking and partying? Yeah. So this is probably the best verse analysis and cross-reference I've seen. Luke 12, verses 19 through 21. At any given time, the interaction with a woman that represents Ahri, you can get in trouble. Even if you're just driving to where she is. Not sure if this applies 100%. Some people disagree. I mean, everyone always disagrees on something. But this is my favorite verse so far in this analysis and research. How about the next one? James 1, verses 12 to 15. "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life which God promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I mean tempted by God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desires. The desires when it is conceived." So God does not cause problems. It's all Ahri's fault. If we take the lore of Ahri seriously, mythology of Ahri seriously, she's out there somewhere tempting you and ruining your life. Makes sense, right? The Bible is correct in this. No, what's the right word? It correlates with the Bible in truth. That God doesn't tempt you, it's Ahri, and women could represent Ahri. Or women can get possessed by an Ahri-like personality and ruin you for feeling it. I'll tell you something. I have a friend who's 50. He lost like $15,000 with a less than a 6-month marriage. He met a girl online, traveled to a new country, got married, less than 6 months, $15,000 in debt. With three credit cards maxed out. So this is real, bro. Like the Ahri theme, being seduced, not right here on the verse. "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast on their trial." Some men are not steadfast on their trial. It happens. And I met this man less than 3 months. It's just a guy that I met. Life happens. So this is my interest. Ahri could represent a personality shift in women, like in any woman that causes problems for a man, or even for other women. So this is my second favorite verse for this analysis, research, whatever I'm doing. James 1, verses 12-15. Awesome. About 1 John chapter 2, verses 15-17. "Do not love the world for the Lord thing that." Sorry, I'll talk slow. "Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is." I disagree with this 100% because I love video games too much. I love drama. I love e-girls. So I definitely fail and go to hell. And it doesn't really apply to Ahri. Let's go to the next one. Proverbs 11:4. "Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, for righteousness delivers from death." Yeah. All I know is Ahri is an evil person that kills people and ruins lives. Women do have a tendency to be seductive and ruin people's lives. There's a lot of dating talking shows and dating podcasts talking about this theme. So it's pretty amazing. Let's see what the Quran has to say. It says, although Ahri comes from a fictional universe, the Quran addresses the theological and moral and real world issues we can parallel, and introspective lessons by announcing her character through relevant Quranic things. This is exactly what I want to say about not swearing enough. This is exactly what piques my interest. Real world issues, morale, and how this applies to our lives. Let's see what it says here. The first point it wants to make: the nature of deception and illusion. Quranic reference, Surah al-Barakah. Okay, I don't speak Arabic, I'm sorry. Deception is a consistent theme in the Quran as a warning against being led by illusions and false promises. Step one, illusions. I'll start with that. Okay, I'll be ignorant. Illusions aren't real. But I'll tell you something. Most people agree illusions are real. You're not going to see illusions in your lifetime. But I'll tell you something. I have symptoms. What was up with that mental illness? Schizophrenic. I have a crazy spider that talks to me and scares the living hell out of me. So this applies to me. This is what interests me. This is why I'm making the video. It's been over 6 years, and I have nightmares of a talking spider. Okay? And sometimes the spider doesn't talk, and it comes out of my mouth, and it drives me insane. And the doctors are like, "Yeah, you don't have schizophrenia. It doesn't check out." And I'm pissed. So this is why I'm researching this, because maybe it makes me feel better. So there's a verse of the Quran referenced, but it doesn't give me the verse. That's a bit racist because it gives me the biblical verses. Now it won't give me the Quran verses. This AI is racist or biased against the Quran. Go figure. Let's see what else. So the Quran referenced Ahri as a deception of the Dajjal, the deceiver. That sounds cool. Sounds like a demonic name. Makes sense since Ahri was originally a villain. That's pretty good. So that's the second point. Self-discovery and inner conflict. Quranic reference. See, it doesn't. Okay, now it gives me the verse in English. Thank God, or thank Allah. In the soul, he who proportioned it and inspired it with discernment of its weaknesses and righteousness. I have no idea what that means, and I don't see how it applies to my interests. So let's skip that. Consequence of action. Let's see the verses. The Quranic verse is on the day when every soul will come, pleading for itself, and every soul will be fully compensated for what it has earned, and they will not be wronged. I have a lot to say about this, because life is unfair. A lot of bad things happen, and I don't want to leave people deserve it. So I'm just going to ignore this. It doesn't apply to my interest in Ahri, the fictional character, and I'm trying to take seriously, because look, religion is fantasy, and we take that seriously. I have my schizophrenic symptoms, and the doctors don't take that seriously, so I'm trying to take it seriously. So let's go to the next one. Next verse, look, it's complicated Arabic, so I'm not going to say where it comes from. You guys can read it. Quranic verse 39:53. Say, O my servants who have believed, feared your Lord, for those who do good in this world is good, and the earth of Allah is spacious. Indeed, the patient will be given the reward without account. Once again, there's analysis and explanation, but it doesn't apply. I want to reference just like mythology. We'll get to the mythology section eventually. They explain exactly where the idea of Ahri comes from. It's not an original idea. It was copied and pasted from 5 types of mythology. So I'm going to skip this point 5 because it doesn't really interest me. So this is the good part. Ahri, as a character from League of Legends, draw inspiration from various elements of mythology. Specifically mythology. She's not religious. It's mythology. Specifically that mentions her. So what is she in mythology? She's a fox spirit and a shapeshifter in Asian mythology. I almost said the F word. Sorry about that. So she's in Japanese mythology, Chinese mythology, Celtic mythology, Norse mythology, Greek mythology. What happened to Roman mythology? Oh, and she's found nowhere in Buddhists. I mean, there's ideas about personality and self-discovery that she's going through, but that's not what I'm interested in. Let's go Roman. Roman mythology. And Ahri from League of Legends. Was it cross reference? And I feel so smart typing these things in. Let's see what easy chat AI has to talk about it. Aphrodite, I remember that name. Luna Selene, never heard that one. Mercury, Hermes, I heard Hermes, not Mercury. Man, that's a lot. Let's see what easy chat AI has to say about it. So embodies the theme of charm, deception, identity, and the duality of beauty and danger. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so she's like Aphrodite. Okay. I'm not sure why it's called Venus and Aphrodite. I'm not sure whether there's two. But Ari is definitely connected to the idea and the fantasy of the Venus Aphrodite individual. This is a new one. I've never seen Luna or Selene. All I know is Selene is from the movie series Underworld, which I love, by the way. It's one of the best movies ever. Overview. Luna, also known as Selene in Greek mythology, is the goddess of the moon. She represents beauty, mystery, and the hidden depths of the night. Isn't that Diana from League of Legends? Connection to Ahri. Ahri's mythical and dual nature, highlighted by her fox spirit and her charm ability, mirrors the enigmatic qualities of Luna. So, okay, so she could be the Greek goddess of the moon. Okay, that's cool. It's a reference. I take this thing seriously because remember, half the world more or less believes in God, Allah, or Jesus, and that is pure freaking fantasy. So fantasy is pretty like we need a new word for fantasy, like half fantasy, half real. Because you tell me fantasy isn't real, but we give a lot of attention to fantasy. We give way too much attention to things that aren't real, that some people believe aren't real. I mean, that's kind of odd, you know? Like some people believe in God a lot, and then people are like, "I believe in Batman." No, sorry. People are like, "I don't believe in Batman." Yes, you do. Did you pay for the movie? Did you pay for a T-shirt? That's a measurable level of belief in Batman and Superman. Let me get a drink. So I'm gonna ignore point three, Mercury and Hermes. I just scanned it really quick and didn't pique my interest. This is a new one. I can't even know how to pronounce this. Proserpina and Persephone. The Roman goddess of the underworld in springtime, equivalent to the Greek goddess Persephone. Her story involves themes of duality, separation, the balance of light and darkness. Okay. Where's the part she kills people? Just like Ahri. Well, you guys can read for yourself. I'm skipping. Lost interest. How about this? Ceres and Demeter, the Roman goddess of agriculture and fertility associated with. Yeah, is she a villain? Well, in conclusion, Ahri from League of Legends is a mythological creature. Sirens from Greek mythology. Freya from Norse mythology. The Isu from Celtic mythology. The Junhee Jin from Chinese mythology. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And the Kusuni from Japanese mythology. Case is all. Research done. I feel better. Amen. Thanks for watching.